talk. Hi, good morning, good afternoon. This is Meir Valensky with Driving Markets. I hope you're well. Okay, wow, we've got a lot to talk about. Let's do a couple of warnings. Number one, anything I say on this piece is an opinion only, so I don't want to get sued. I don't want any legal action that you're going to lose money as a result of my opinions. Okay, so there's a load to talk about. Let's just go through where the markets are at. So I mentioned already several weeks ago that the markets are overripe, overcooked and ready for a pullback. I still believe that pullback will be significant. At the moment, I don't think we've seen a significant pullback, in my opinion. The Dow as a benchmark is down what? It's down 8% maybe. It's not even down 10%, it's about 8%. The Nasdaq is very susceptible to falling off here, and so is the S&P. So let's just go through a few things here. So there was a fear on Thursday and Friday that this particular mutation is going to be aggressive, it's going to be violent, it's going to cause mayhem, etc., etc., and potentially that the vaccine won't add up and won't be strong enough. And on Monday, the market reacted to that and said, actually, we do believe that the vaccine is going to be okay. The leaders of the pharmaceutical company said, yes, of course, the vaccine will stand up to it. Don't be worried. And Joe Biden came out and said, everything's absolutely hunky-dory. To me, the whole thing smells of one big lie. Why? Wow. Okay. I mean, is this corona real? Is it real, or just they just make up these mutations and start frightening the public in order that they can control them? I actually don't know anymore, but there's all these conspiracy theories going around. So let's go through them. So on Monday, the Moderna, whoever said Moderna, I think it was the CEO, but let's say Moderna and Pfizer and all these other farmers, they all said, yes, it's absolutely fine. The vaccine's not a problem. We're going to cope. It might be less effective and everything's going to be hunky-dory. Joe Biden says nothing to worry about. The market shot up on Monday. Tuesday morning, the markets were more or less not moving. And then, guess what? Moderna and Pfizer and the other farmers came out and said, well, actually, it's not going to be as effective and we'll have to produce a new vaccine, which will obviously give them hundreds of millions of dollars in profit for another vaccine because the existing one doesn't work or is less effective. And now they're saying, no, it's not effective. So the market completely collapsed. In other words, is this corona real, or is it just a complete and utter scam? I mean, I've seen scams, and I've dealt with scammers, unfortunately, and but this could be the biggest scam of the century. I actually don't know anymore. Do you believe them? One day the vaccine's going to cope with everything, and the next day it's not going to cope. Oh, we've got to produce a new vaccine, which guarantees hundreds of millions of dollars to all these pharmaceutical companies, which to me is a scam. Because you can't believe them anymore. You can't go from one day to the next. You're talking about leaders of a proper pharmaceutical, real publicly quoted companies that one day say, yes, the vaccine's fine. The next day they say, well, actually, it's not fine. I mean, any normal person, any normal business would fire that person out of irresponsibility and negligence. But no, these pharma companies and these presidents and CEOs, they get away with murder. They can do what they want. So to me, the whole thing is a complete and utter unbelievable con. That's number one. Number two, you then got the chairman of the Fed, Jerome Powell, comes out and he says he's going to increase the tapering program. What's the tapering program? In other words, they're going to reduce the amount of liquidity, the amount of money that they're going to be printing. They're going to draw it back. They're going to reduce it. And that's going to reduce liquidity in the market. By reducing liquidity, which is money flow in the market doesn't like that. So you had the pharmaceutical companies, and you had Jerome Powell making the statement, who's head of the Fed. Work this one out. That they want to now take liquidity out of the markets. The stock markets don't like it. The analysts are now thinking, well, where are we going? Was Thursday, Friday the start of a prolonged selling session, which I believe, in my opinion, it is, and we've only just started the selling program. That's my opinion, and you need to be very, very cautious out there and be very careful of buying stocks at these levels, because you could see significant falls going forward, and you could see more than 10 or 15% or 20% drop in markets. Just to be aware of that. Okay, so I think, in my opinion, this is the start. In addition to that, you've also got the underlying fear of inflation. Inflation's not going away. In fact, it's getting worse. Okay, just to be aware of that. The fact that oil came down this week, that will help reduce inflation. However, people, consumer, the public, retail sales are going through the roof, and the people are just everything. Consumers are buying whatever they can get hold of. That is going to drive inflation further forward. And the Fed in the States, the federal chairman and the Federal Reserve are very concerned about inflation. So you've got several things going on. You've got pharmaceutical companies that are liars, in my opinion. You've got the Fed, which is tapering the bond program, reducing liquidity, and you've got underlying, soaring, fiery inflation. You add those three together of dishonesty and numbers and economic numbers, you've got a major correction on the way, in my opinion. So what do you need to do? You need to look at taking out a short, selling the market, taking out a short with a very, very wide stop. When I say wide stop, I mean literally hundreds of points and maybe 1,000 points as a stop. I'm not joking. And ride the market. Let it ride out, because there will be volatility there. So you need to take out shorts, in my opinion, and look at the market going down. There will be days when it will bounce, but until this pandemic and corona is over, and until the inflation fear is calmed down, you will be seeing volatility and more on the downside. Therefore, be aware and be careful. Okay, so my name is Meir Walensky. This is Driving Markets. You can contact me on LinkedIn, on Instagram. Subscribe to my Instagram, Walensky Meir. You can what else can you do? You can YouTube, you can WhatsApp me, you can subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube and tell me you've subscribed to the YouTube, and send this video out. Promote it, send it out to the whole world. Let everyone know what the heck is going on with this pandemic and the markets. Okay, send it out, promote it, get the person educated. Finally, only trade with regulated firms. Don't trade with non-regulated firms, because you will be scammed. I am an expert at chasing the scammers. I've been scammed. I've been there. I'm public enemy number one as far as the scammers are concerned. I'm there to help. Please contact me. Don't open any trading account unless you confirm with me first, and I will check to see that it's regulated. If you have any doubts, contact me. This is Meir Walensky, Driving Markets. Have a good day. I'm sorry for the long video, but there's a lot to talk about. All the best.